Ahoy there everyone! Welcome to a different type of video than I would normally do here on the channel. Welcome to AirportSim. This is a game by MS Games and it's an airport ground handling simulator. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. The cool folks over at MS Games reached out and offered a review key for the game, as well as early access to the game to get a video filmed right when the game comes out, which should be out right now when you guys are watching this. A little background before we jump into the game. I have a little bit of background in working on the ramp, 2 years at a private jet FBO, doing towing and fueling, marshalling, all this kind of stuff that we have in this game. I was doing there. We did get a lot of private jets mostly, obviously, but 737s and A320s made their appearance fairly regularly through my work. And you can see here we have the A320, one of the models. It's in the game, and we also have the 737. So very familiar with these two aircraft. Be able to give my comments on the realism with how the game is compared to real life and how real procedures are done. Overall, it's done very well. But yeah, let's jump right in. We'll just go through the menus real quick and then we will jump into the game. So we'll jump in. The first game mode is scenario mode, and this basically just gives you number of tasks to complete, and then that scenario ends. You get points for however well you do. Free play, you can just jump into one of the 4 airports there is, and it will give you tasks kind of consistently throughout your time there, and you can complete them at your leisure. And then there's challenge mode. You can given a set of tasks to do within a certain time limit, and there's different difficulties, which is longer or shorter times to do those tasks in. We're gonna jump into one of the scenarios, but first we'll go through the rest. To tutorials, gives you a great introduction to everything that is in the game, from fueling to pushback to the luggage, jetways, shuttle bus, catering, stairs, anything in here. And for the most part, these tutorials are very good at teaching you how the game works, how it plays. There are a couple things here and there, like one thing in the pushback tutorial, it tells you that you should reverse the tug with the tow bar on the back. So you're basically going to be pushing the tow bar up to the nose of the aircraft, which is kind of a no-no to do. You don't really want to be pushing tow bars around because they're very easy to jackknife. And especially when it's hooked onto the back, you can't see anything backing up in these big tugs. So there's a couple things like that here and there, but I can see why they do it for some of the ways that the game is played. It makes it easier for the user, but there are those things to keep in mind. But for the most part, very, very realistic with how it is portrayed. There is multiplayer, so if you have your friends that have this game, you can create a session. Obviously there's no sessions right now because we're in pre-release, but you can have, I think, up to 4 people playing at once on the same airport, which just sounds like a lot of fun. Extras, you can create your own scenario, so you can set up 20 pushbacks in a row, or if you want, you can set up like a lot of bags to load, see how well your stacking skills are. Livery manager, so there's Steam Workshop support, so you'll have a ton of scenarios and liveries on Steam Workshop you can add to the game pretty shortly after release here. And your settings and credits. So we'll go ahead here and jump into the scenario. I went around and found a good one that I wanted to do. It was in Key West, and I think it is this one, yes. Perform a full turnaround of an aircraft coming from Miami, in the meantime handling departing aircraft to Atlanta. So we will jump in to this one. It's fun. The loading screen, you can actually move around the models. They kind of cycle through the different models that show up, and it gives a little information on each. So here we are in rainy Key West. So first thing I wanted to mention is performance. Performance is very good in this game. They had their sort of demo that you could download on Steam before this came out, and it had a few of the services you could do, not all of them. And I will say, even on low settings, that demo struggled on my PC. It's a little older, I will admit. It's an older PC, but it did struggle. But I am on high settings and it is buttery smooth. They did a great job optimizing it. So we can hear an airplane landing. That's the one arrival. You can see it there in the distance. Take a look at our tablet. This is what we have going on. We have the arrival from Miami at 4:15, which is in 5 minutes. That's the one that just touched down. It's going to go to gate 3. We're going to have a departure to Atlanta off gate 5, which I think is this Airbus right here, which we have to refuel, connect stairs, and load luggage and passengers. The arrival, we're going to have to marshal it in, cones, GPU, and unload. And then if we get all the way through, we can refuel the 737 as well and push that out and do a full turn on that plane. So we'll go ahead and get ready on gate number 3. Let me check one thing. Does it require to start? No. So what things we can do is we want to be smart about our time management. We can look on the map. Gate 5 and gate 3 are here. These are the two planes that we're going to be worrying about in this scenario. One of the things I want to do is I want to make sure that I have stuff ready and I time manage so I'm not late on stuff. So the first thing, this airplane on gate 5 wants a GPU. While we're waiting for that plane to taxi in, I can start setting that up. I don't necessarily have to get it done like right before it starts. So we'll jump into this vehicle here, and there is a GPU right here that I can take, and we'll go ahead and set that up real quick. Just kind of getting ahead of the game. I'm gonna back up. I didn't break the game, did I? Okay, there it goes. Just a little reset, fixed it. There you go, that should be good to hook this up. Perfect, we're connected, and we'll bring this over to the nose of the A320. If you press Q while you're in vehicles, you get this. You can turn on wipers and stuff, so on rainy days, very helpful. So I'm going to hook this up and put this GPU right about here. That's a little out of the way of where the tow bar will go, so I can kind of put a tow bar in here while we're still hooked up. We'll disconnect from the tug. We'll open up the receptacle on the A320, which is just below the nose for the GPU, and we'll start the GPU up. Turn on power and start the engine. And while that's warming up, take the cord and plug her in. And set power. Perfect. So that one's set. GPU's done. The next is to refuel this aircraft. And then we have to wait until 4:25 to start the rest of that service. So time management is going to be key with this. There's the airplane. Let's go and marshal it in to gate number 3 here. So this is gate 3. We'll check the area first is clear before marshaling it in. I'm gonna get this aircraft selected here. Okay. Sometimes it lets me like populate in the top left what to do. Like on this plane, there you go. It's like on that plane, I can populate in the top left everything. Sometimes it does it for different tasks. Sometimes it does. So for now, we'll just keep it off and we'll be ready. The area looks clear to bring this aircraft in. And if we wanted to as well, we can press H. Just be careful. It's loud because it takes your ear protection off in the game. Hear the sounds of all the aircraft. But we'll keep it on so it's nice and calm. There we go. Perfect. So stand right here, press Y to start, and we'll start bringing the aircraft in. Use A and D to tell it which directions to go. So I'm going to let it keep going to its left here to get the center. And then I'm going to start having him turn to the right, bringing that nose wheel over. And we're almost just on the line. I'm going to stop him a little early. Bring him back to the left. Try and get that center gear, or the center of the plane right over that line. I'll bring it back to the left. And we'll start to slow him down with S. And perfect. Almost right on the money. Alright, now we can go ahead and pick up some chocks and cones and cone off this aircraft. Where are chocks? Oh, I think there might be some over there. Perfect. Engine is spooling down. Place these and then we'll grab chocks. Perfect, we got chocks. and also pick up this. And we can chalk the aircraft. On the nose, left gear, and right gear. I said that backwards. So next, for this aircraft, is to insert the bypass pin. This is an important pin when it comes to pushback. We'll explain that once we get to pushback. And so this aircraft also needs a GPU, so let's go ahead and find a second one. There's a GPU right there. This is an older style one, and we'll grab another tug right here. This is one thing to be careful. In the rain, these vehicles are slidey. You saw me, I just tried this brake and it slid all over the ramp. Like so, perfect. Not getting too close. Open up the receptacle and we'll get this one started. This one is pretty simple. Power, and then we start the engine. Switch it to run, and then before we hook it up, we'll pull this, hook it up to the aircraft, and then power is delivered. If you ever get a chance on a real 737, look inside the GPU receptacle. It's not modeled on this, but look inside the GPU receptacle on a 737. You'll see a little upside down, I believe it's a Corsair type aircraft. Kind of a little Easter egg that Boeing put on the 737. And then we have it hooked up. We will signal to the flight crew to shut down the APU. So next is to unload the luggage from this one. We'll find some belt loaders and then some carts. We have 46 bags to unload total. We're gonna go and start in the back. We want to keep the plane nose heavy, because if we unloaded the front first and there's a lot of weight in the back, then there's a chance that we're gonna be sending that plane onto its tail, which we do not want to do. So we'll go ahead and open the cargo door here. We got 26 bags to unload in the back here. That is a lot of bags. For a real plane, that's not a lot, but for this game, it's a lot. We'll be... and one person as well. This is the one task that I'm looking forward to playing in multiplayer, because unloading all these bags by yourself ain't the easiest. I'm gonna lower that a little. Perfect. I'll just open up the other one here as well while I'm at it. And then I'm going to disconnect this and steal this tug. And we're going to use this tug to go and get some luggage carts. So we got two right here that we will use. And we will hook those up. This one's attached. Nope, we will hook this one up so you can drag them like so. And hook it up. And I want to see if there's covers in here. Perfect, there are covers because it's raining. We attach those there. Attach those, perfect. I'm only using one belt loader just because it's easier to manage, fewer vehicles. I can just, and I'm only one person. I don't need both belt loaders running at once. So we'll go ahead and pull up here. Gonna position them like so. Trying to avoid going under the wings as much as possible. I'm going to, let's see, I'll close this side of the covers. And then here's the fun part. On your own, normally this would be at least be a two-person operation. You'd have one person feeding them out, and then someone can grab them and put them in. We don't have that, so it's kind of going to be messy. I will admit, this will be messy. Switch the direction there, perfect. It's going to consist of throwing out a number of them at once, and then coming out, and just kind of loading them afterwards. So we'll go ahead and pick up suitcases and start sending them out. We will just create a pile on the ground for now. But yeah, if you've never seen the inside of a 7.3, this is pretty accurate to it. This looks like a, you'd go back a little further than this. This looks like an auxiliary fuel tank, but you'll know if you ever worked one, these nets are a pain to work with sometimes, depending on the luggage you have in here and how tight it is. You can see them starting to fall over. I'm just sending them out right now. Just sending about half of them out, and then we will go stack them and then bring the rest out. So that's half of them unloaded. We'll go ahead and start stacking everything in the carts. I'm sure if passengers saw this happening out the window, they would have a fit. This is something I have not figured out how to do properly yet, is get everything kind of set, oriented. So another thing to be careful of is you can absolutely throw these, and they will definitely explode if you're not careful. Although the contents will fly out. Wait, that's close enough. It's perfect. We can do 5 across by the looks of it. Give it a little toss to the back there. Grab another suitcase. Perfect. And we'll just put these bags in here on top. Cool. And we'll go ahead and grab the rest of the others out. Something finished. I don't know what it was. And that is everything in the back. Perfect. 0 to unload. And everything piles up. Anyone who's watching that knows how to stack, I'm sorry. I know this is not the best. It's not the easiest to win these games. Or, it's not the easiest in a game format. Like so. Anything pop out the other side? We're good. I'm stuck. Perfect. Let's close that. Nope. Close the cover. Cool. That should be everything there. We will move this out of the way and then reposition the belt loader over to the other side. Or to the front. Why did that come undone? Dang it. Alright, let's go get it. I must have hit the disconnect by accident. I'm also going to be watching if I lose any bags. Because this is one of the things that you will, it's a lot of objects interacting with each other and having physics with each other. So sometimes things will pop out and kind of behave not nice with each other. So it's one thing to watch out for while playing this game. We'll keep the door open because we're going to load this one up later. We'll back this out and reposition at the front. It's nice as well, if you ever need to look at the controls again, F11, that gives you, that gives you the controls for the vehicle you're currently in. And right about perfect there, perfect. I'm gonna lower it a little bit just because sometimes it's glitchy getting in. And then we'll pull the tug with the luggage carts right over here. Perfect. And we'll start throwing the bags out. There's 20 up here. I'm just gonna throw them all out at once, and then it's easier to organize. Put the roller boards down first. If you ever wondered, here I'll do that. Actually, I'll do that later. I'll show you what happens when a bag explodes. But I'll do that outside so I can see it better. All right, that's the last of the bags. Everything's getting bunched up and stuck. There we go. All right, so if you want to see what happens when you throw a bag and it explodes, that one survived somehow. All right, you get to live. How about this one? Throw it. Really? Game, are you gonna make me look stupid? I know these things can explode. Okay, let's throw it right at the side. What? Let's, if I launch one straight up. Really? Okay, something is up. Because I know these things explode. Alright, there's both carts loaded, all bags loaded. We're going to head over to the carousel and unload everything into there. I think the sound's being a little glitch. Oh, jeez. It's not crash. Power. Okay, these are the right ones. We'll open these and just start grabbing luggage and sending it off for arrivals. Okay, let me try one more time here. We're going to throw at a wall. That is ridiculous. These explode and stuff flies out. It is an achievement too. You know what? Is it in gameplay settings anywhere? Camera well, nope. Wonder what changed. Alright, and that should be every piece of luggage unloaded. Perfect! Now we will go connect stairs and let the people off. Take a look here. We can see that stuff is getting completed. Did find it interesting. It did ask me to do the luggage first and not unload passengers first, even though that's listed here first. But we'll go ahead and grab some stairs. There's some right here and over there. So I'm going to use the ones over there because this one will be used for this aircraft. Now again, like I said, these vehicles are slidey and it's kind of fun. When you hit the handbrake, they all go sliding around. Any vehicle can do that, even the fuel truck, which I find hilarious. Alright, so we'll stop a little short and then do our best to align the stairs height before bringing it all the way up. That, it looks pretty good, a little tad down. You actually want to be a little bit below the door, kind of just like that, because when the plane settles and weight changes, it goes up and down. So take a look on the inside. We have a green flashing light. We're good. We'll hit Y for the stabilizers first, and then not F and get out. We'll hit Enter. I believe that... Okay, yeah, that connected the stairs. We will open the door. Wait for that to finish. And then we will drag out the safety barricades. Can't go inside the planes, unfortunately. Passengers are coming out, and let's see, while they're doing that, what else can we do? Disconnect the stairs. Again, this is interesting. Disconnect GPU and connect GPU. And then refuel. So while it's doing that, let's grab the fuel truck for this one and start fueling on this one. So, big fuel truck. And they're all gonna get wet. We'll go around the airplanes and the people. Stay out of their way. This looks like about a 5,000 gallon fuel truck that we're driving here. Try to stay on the roads as much as possible, too. Man, if I was having to walk this far in the rain, I'd complain. That's a long way to walk in the rain. Alright, so that's set. I'm gonna get the task set here. Perfect. Contact the ground. So we're gonna add the bonding cable. This is from the fuel truck to the aircraft. Prevents any sparks from happening. It's a fire prevention hazard. Refuel the plane. We'll start opening the panel here. In the A320, it's a little interesting fact. I think some of them, if not maybe all of them, but I know some of them can refuel from both wings. Get that hooked up, and we're going to be adding 12,000 kilograms of fuel. Sometimes the fuel panel is right here on the bottom of the fuselage, and other times it is up in the wing. Let's go ahead and turn the battery on. We'll do our tests. That looks good. And high-level test. That also looks fantastic. This one's automatic. You just have to set a number. So we're adding 12,000 kilograms onto the top of the 1.8. So we're going to set this to 13.8. So there we go. We're at 13.8. You can manually change the valves and do that. This is what these switches are, but they're not functioning in this. But other than that, you just set it to auto refuel with this switch. And then we'll turn on the pump on the aircraft and fuel will start pumping. Here we go. Into the wings. First, fuel always gets distributed into the wings first, filling up the wing tanks, and then if there's leftover, they go into the center tank after that. While that's doing that, let me see if they are done over here. Cool, we can disconnect the doors on, or close the door on this one, and then do the rest while that's topping up with fuel. Normally that is a task you would never ever leave alone, but we're in a video game. We are okay. Close the door, and then we'll disconnect the stairs from the aircraft. Okay, perfect. That one is done for now. It says to disconnect the GPU. We'll do that anyways. We'll just get this done real quick. Turn it off, and then take it out, put it back. This one's also going to want fuel right after. Perfect. So we'll get to fuel both the 7.3 and the A320. Take off the headphones, just listen to the ambient sound. It's kind of nice. Let's see how we're doing. So we see we stopped a little short. 11,950. So what I'm gonna do is come back to the panel here, switch it off real quick, and then I just increase it by 1, and that'll just give us a little bit. It's fine if you go over it a little bit. Doesn't do any harm having a little extra fuel. Battery off on this. All the switches are in their off position. Close the panel. Let's turn off the pump on the truck and grab this. Fuel pump must be disabled. Maybe it's not all the way off yet. Fuel pump must be disabled. It is. There we go. Little finicky sometimes. Put that there and grab the bonding cable. And that's set. And then we go just confirm with the pilots. Flight tech, fuel, confirm. Perfect. And we'll be loading bags onto this one next. We'll pick the fuel truck over to the 7.3 while we are waiting. I don't know if we can make this turn here. Let's figure it out. Let's see if it'll make it. There we go. Perfect. That'll work. And then let's see. How good on schedule are we? That one is departing in 10 minutes. Okay, we need to do that. Let's connect the stairs to that aircraft. I'll do this real quick and show this off. You can teleport if you can kind of see what you want. Just kind of tap the vehicle you want, hit apply, and you're there. Nice and easy. That'll do, I think. Yep, we got the flashing green light. Put the stabilizers down and confirm. Open the aircraft door. And then we will slide these out. Perfect. Passengers will begin loading on that one. Let's see what we need to do next. So while that's doing that, we have fuel done, load passengers, disconnect stairs, load luggage. Alright. Alright, and let's turn on the conveyor belt. Hopefully baggage will start to come out. It's coming out of this one. Is it coming out of this one too? Nope. Okay. Quickly now, quickly. We caught up in time. Oh, I am pushing that away. I think we'll start moving stuff over to the other cart. We only got 25 bags. We did get the word that they're done with the stairs at that other aircraft, but we have time on that one. We have time for that. This is one of those games you really got to be on your feet with getting everything done and making sure you time manage each aircraft. Is that everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Any more? Did I miscount? Oh, it is supposed to be 23. It was. I'm looking at my other numbers wrong. All right. And we're taking this one with us. Come on, let go. Let go. There we go. Alright, park it here, and I'm gonna grab open the doors first. They're a little different than the 7.3, where you just pull a lever. You pull the lever on this one, and then you come over here, open this, and this is a hydraulic control for the door. I'm gonna turn off the headphones again. You can hear that whining sound. That is the sound of the hydraulics working, and you'll hear it again on the back here. It's always this is one of the most satisfying things to do, is open and close these doors on the A320. It's funny, one of the things that I thought would be working at an airport would be like, oh, I would love the noise all day, you know, with the loud jet engines. You get tired of it fast. You get tired of how loud the aircraft are, and you appreciate ear protection. Oh, I think it might be a little locked on. Wish some of the vehicles you had like a creep function, because using the W and S as like a full power on, full power off, it's a little difficult. So there we are. Open this, and start loading up bags. This is going to be another one of those moments where it's kind of got to do half of them at a time. Another way I've done this before is if you have a few amount of bags, you almost don't need a belt loader. You can pick up these bags and kind of just chuck them in. Like so. But we'll do it a little more of a proper way. We'll put some on the belt loader and then walk up behind them and organize them a little bit better. A320 is more roomy than the 737 family in terms of cargo space. So they're nicer to load in that respect, except if they also had, the A320 had a couple of airlines request to be installed with tracks so they can put the containers in here. And so when you're trying to bulk load an A320 that has rollers on the ground, oh, that's not fun. I've had to do that a couple times. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. That might be one too many, actually. Oh, I loaded too many. We got one too many. We'll take this one. Perfect. So that one's loaded here in the front. We'll switch over to the back. Ooh, yeah. There we go. That should work great. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and organize this a little better up there. By organize, I mean throw back. Yeah, something has changed because you normally could be able to explode those. What I just did there and throwing them in, that would. Oh, it did! It did! Huh. I'll take that. Put you there. Okay, so I wonder if it's some suitcases can, some suitcases can't. Maybe I was just throwing the wrong ones. But that was the first time that has happened. It's supposed to do that a lot more often. Pull this out of the way. We'll go and kind of just stage it over here. Oh, I just took that cone with me, didn't I? Yep. And then we'll close the doors. I like to leave these things parked not inside the box of another gate, so we're outside the box of this gate, so we're all good here, just kind of leaving them here. Nice airport etiquette for the next crew on that gate. Same thing in reverse. Door will come closed and we'll close the handle. There's one difference between the real A320 and this one, is that in the real one, this door would close all the way by you pressing this handle here, and then you would close this. It's a little different here, so just minor things here and there. We'll ask the flight crew here to start the APU. And while that's doing that, we will get a tug that is pushback capable and a tow bar. Let's see. Let's go to the map. Let's find a tug that I can push back planes with. Here's one. Perfect. And is there a tow bar here? There is not. I saw one over there. Let's see if we can do a little slide, little far on the slide to try and line up the back. Let's get that hooked up. And then we will raise it up a little bit just because we don't want the back end of this tow bar dragging along the ground. That would not do any good to the tow head. And so what I was mentioning earlier about the tutorial and it's saying it wants you to reverse the tow bar in, this is what it means. It wants you to do this, which is not what airlines will do at all. They will absolutely disconnect it and pull it along. You'll kind of pull up alongside of it and then someone will disconnect the tow bar and bring it up to the aircraft. But I understand why it is that way, to make it a little easier, because these things, if I disconnect it, it's not the easiest thing to drag around. You still can, but it just takes some time. Alright, we'll disconnect GPU. Make sure you turn off power first, because if you pull this out while power is still active, you might be in for a shock, literally. We'll connect this back up and get this out of the way, because we're still in the box with this. And now we are going to remove all the cones and remove the bypass pin. Interesting. Are we pushing this plane out, or are we not? Check airplane. Manage all expected events. Confirm test. So it doesn't maybe look like we're pushing this plane out. So sometimes it does have us, sometimes it doesn't. Pushing back the other one. Maybe this one's going to depart on its own. We'll see. I was confused because it says remove bypass pin, but if we were doing a pushback, this bypass pin is crucial. If it wasn't there and the crew turned on hydraulics and turned the nose gear, then it's going to take the tow bar and tug with it. And they can turn it, and it would not be a good day. So that's why that is there. So we'll go ahead and I guess we'll remove it. Just do what the game says, because I think the plane just is going to depart itself. And yeah, it's complaining about the tug here in the... So we'll just get this out of the way. Still is going to have us do a walk around, which is good to show off that. This is what you do anytime you're about to tow an aircraft or push it back. You always do a walk around, make sure everything is looking good and safe hatches and doors are closed. So like this is what you would notice. You want to make sure these are all closed. Pilots do their walk around, but you're also doing your own. So just in case something is missed, you check, you know, for damage or anything. Sometimes the game will also throw like little pieces of FOD around during your walk around, just to see if you'll catch them while you're doing it. Alright, that's set, and we'll go into this menu, flight deck, walk around complete. Perfect. He's gonna start up on his own, and I guess he's gonna leave on his own. Perfect. We don't have to do anything else. Let's head over to the 7-3 and finish our tasks with this aircraft. So back to the 7-3, we have to refuel the aircraft 9,000 kilograms up. This one is a little different placement than where it should be. On the 7-3, it actually attaches right here in the wheel well instead of on the gear. The A320 does connect to here on the gear. The 7-3 is a little different. The refueling panel is up here in the wing panel and port. Got that set. And then on this panel, we are going to set targets. Normally you could actually fuel the aircraft without needing to set these like up to. You can just flip these valve switches and then start refueling, but it doesn't allow you to do that in this game. So we'll just go ahead and set the wing tanks to maximum capacity. We're going to add 9,000 kilograms and we're at 1,500, so we're going to be getting up to 10,500. Let's see how the 320 is doing. I'm wondering how it's going to go. It's just going to push itself back. All right. Did we get it out on time at least? We got it, okay, about 10 minutes late. Not too shabby, considering I'm working 2 planes on my own. All right. So these 2 tanks here, we're only going to get up to 9 or 3.9. So let me do some quick maths. So we want 10.5 minus, what's that going to be? 7.8. So we want 2.7 in the center. Perfect. And then we can just go ahead and start the refueling. Oh, I do need to open the valve, so. There we go. Same thing with the A320, you want to fill the wing tanks up first and then put the fuel in the center tank. When you get all of them set like this and you know what's going in each, you can get all 3 going at the same time like this. Actually, interesting. It doesn't put in all 3 at once. You can do that on a real aircraft. All 3 tanks can be filled at once, but I think it's just going to allow the fuel to fill up the wings first. Deliver meals. So we're going to do catering to the plane next. Where's a catering truck? You can actually just get the truck over here while it's fueling. Pretty easy controls. This one just got up and down and stabilizers and a confirm position. Pull up here and wait until the fueling is done. Have a good flight to Atlanta. Fueling is complete. Shut the pump off. Set the switches to close. Disconnect from the aircraft. Close the panel. There we go. Grab this. Close that up, and then we'll just... Oops, wrong one. Firm fuel, perfect. Load luggage next. Let's see if it'll let me do the catering. Perfect. I'm assuming it's just gonna mean the rear door, because that's what I did in training, or the tutorial for this was the up to the rear door. Ooh, very close. Hit the stabilizers. That should work. And just like the stairs, there's a flashing green light. We'll hit enter, and that'll start doing that. While it's doing that, let's start. See if we can't connect stairs to the aircraft. We can do that while that is taking place. Perfect. Meals are being finished, and where is that group of carts that I had for baggage? They're right over here, aren't they, I think? Yes, this one. I'm gonna grab this and start bringing it over to the place, because we'll need this to load. We'll hit enter to let go, bring the box down, stabilizers up, and back away. Alright, passengers are going to begin to load. Oh, they already are. Perfect. Are you going through the fuel truck? Okay, good. I wonder if they were going through the fuel truck there just then. Oh, they actually walk around you. That's pretty cool. They actually know that you're there. That's pretty cool. I wonder if this is a thing at this airport where it tells you, they tell you to follow the... Oh yeah, it is. These are paths to walk. Interesting. Alright, let's see if we can't start loading baggage while the passengers are walking up. Only 18 bags. I like the sound of that. 8. I'm gonna bring it to 9 on each, so it's easy. And no, ooh, that fell out. Let's see if I can make some space here real quick. We're gonna do 9 per, so it should be nice and easy to figure out which one is which, or how many go in each bin, because we got 9 each. And there is 9. Perfect. Those covers. And just like unloading, you do it backwards. Like I think I mentioned this for the A320. Load from the front and then to the back to prevent any tail tipping. Oops. Yeah, this is one of the ones that's a little close sometimes. The door likes to close on you. Did one break open? One did. I don't know which one. Oh, there it is. Oops. Alright, that's 9 in that one. Close the door, and then we'll go set up for the loading. Oh, that's the passenger seat. That's why I wasn't driving. Let's... Hey, they broke open again. They break open a lot easier. I wonder if it was maybe the set of luggage that I got. No, okay. This is a little annoying sometimes when it does that. But, let's get everything put into the plane properly. I will say that the door closing like that, it is mostly my fault. It's just the way that I'm doing it, getting caught on the luggage, and it kind of putting me into the hitbox of the door. The door close? It closes, perfect. Another great thing about this game is that there are achievements, and they are actually quite hilarious. Some of them. One of them is if you run in front of the engine while it's running, you'll get a nice surprise achievement. I won't spoil anything, but try it, see what happens. It's funny. Signal the crew here to get the APU started. Want to make sure that the crew gets the APU started before taking the GPU off, because that could cause problems. I need a cart to take the GPU away with. We will disconnect here, and we'll use this cart. These sounds are pretty good for the plane. That's pretty accurate to what I know of an APU. 7.3. turn that off, turn it to idle, and we will shut down the power. That out. Close the hatch, and we will remove any and all vehicles from the area. It is definitely a mess the way I'm leaving the ramp, but wanting to make sure I get this out on time. How much time do we have? Oh, we're early. Look at that. We are early by 15 minutes and just about ready to push. Now, when we're doing the pushback, one of the things we would do first is actually, before I move the chocks, I already got that one, but we would actually get this hooked up to the aircraft, confirm with the crew via the headset that the brakes are set, and that we'd also have the tractor connected before getting the chocks removed, just as another safety line to have the aircraft not roll away. So there we go. All chocks are removed, and we are now getting ready to push back the plane. We'll take the tow bar over to the aircraft, get it hooked up. And if you're wondering how these connect, there's a little bar here, and then this. Okay, bud. There's a little bar here, and then this goes over top of it, just kind of slots in there, and that holds it in place. And there's a little kind of safety pin on the other side that keeps this locked. So put that right there, lock it up, perfect. And then we will go and get the tug hooked up. On the topic of the animations for the people, they are, for the most part, good. Like, but sometimes there are interesting things like that, where the ground crew just went sliding along the ground. Sometimes the guy here, when we complete the pushback, he does a little trouble. It's like a little slow and kind of glitches out sometimes when trying to get the wheels down and disconnecting the tow bar. But yeah, here we go. The last thing to do before we start is to raise the wheels here. They did miss that in the tutorial for the pushback, but you just want to make sure you get these wheels up so they're not dragging on the ground while you push it back. And we are good for pushback. I wonder if there's a horn button. Let me check the controls real quick. Alright, doesn't matter. You'd give a couple horn taps that you're ready to go, and then we start the pushback. Let's get this wipers. There we go. You can see. Now you want to go nice and slow, especially in the rain. This is where the slidiness of the vehicles kind of can give you some issues. It goes at a pretty good speed backwards when you're pressing W. You just kind of have to be aware of where the aircraft is moving, kind of making sure you're not getting at as strong of an angle with the tow bar or the aircraft as you're doing the pushback. I have overshot this massively, so I'm going to, I was trying to talk and not paying attention. I'm getting back into the gate. Alright, now let's go back. So there you go, just trying to keep a nice even angle, following along with the nose wheel here, making sure we don't over torque the gear. You can do it, but thankfully it's a little forgiving, this game. It doesn't cause any damage to the aircraft. I've undershot this, so we're just gonna fix it over, get it back on the center line here, just like so. It's sliding a little bit, but that should be hopefully good. Perfect. Now the guy's gonna come over and disconnect us, and we're gonna listen to the engines as they start up. See him bringing the wheels down, and then he'll disconnect us, and then we can pull away. Lovely sound of those engines as they start up. They did a good job on the sounds in this game. Now he's gonna head around and disconnect us from the nose gear, and then we will be able to back away, and that should be a scenario completed. Here we go, we're detached. We'll pull away right back into the same gate we just pushed out of, and boom, just like so, The aircraft is ready. He is doing his final talks with the flight crew of the aircraft, and then they will be on the way. He's pulling the bypass pin. Yep, there's a salute, and the plane's on its way, and they're gonna get run over, it looks like, maybe. Perfect. I lost score 190 points, so I got 930. Score gained 1120, lost 190, probably from those thrown bags. But that is one of the scenarios here in AirportSim. Alright, and that was one of the scenarios here in AirportSim. Really fun game, especially if you're into aviation, want to learn about ground handling a little bit, or if you work there and you just enjoy your work. If you work in an airport and you enjoy your work, this is a great game to kind of mess around and do the things you're not allowed to do at work, in a way. Yeah, if you think you would like the game, go ahead and check it out down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this little different video. Hope to be able to do more kind of flight sim things in the future here very soon, as well as other content. Got more trip reports coming, other reviews coming. But yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll see everyone in the next video.